that, though.
Good evening and welcome to today's varsity football matchup here at Lafayette School. We've got the Lafayette Rams versus your St. Christopher Saints. I'm Wright Hilbert alongside Edison Palumbi. We're excited to be here for the first matchup of the year. Saints coming in with a new roster, new look. Lafayette 1-0 on the season, and exciting Friday Night Lights game here in Williamsburg.
Yeah, both teams had a very successful season last year. Lafayette going 10-2, St. Christopher's 8-4. It's going to be a fun one to start off the Saints season.
Absolutely. So your captains for the Saints, first time out there on the year. Henry Alejandro, number 30, Khalil Nash, number 2, McGuire Boyd, number 4, and Jacob Zoller, number 1. So new numbers for some of those guys, but I'm excited. I think we got some new captains, and everybody's going to be really good this year. Some players to watch on both sides of the ball. Lafayette, number 1 and number 2, Nazir Wolmart and Tizion Brown, both really good out of the backfield. Lafayette, you'll see a lot of triple option out of them throughout the game. Very few pass plays, and it's confusing for our defensive line, absolutely. And so I'm looking forward to that there to see how the Saints defense can stop that triple option. Offensively, Saints very young. Running backs Mikey Farley and Tino Scavanis gonna try to lead it off, but Lafayette will start with the ball here. Saints defense coming out for the first time this season.
It's going to be interesting to see how they respond to the triple option. It's not really something that you see very much, but if a team runs it well, they can be very dangerous.
Absolutely. The Lafayette JV squad came to St. Chris on Wednesday and effectively ran that triple option offense to a 42-0 win against our JV squad. So interested to see if that translates to the varsity side of things, and we're about to get kicked off with this 2023 season.
It's going to be Jack Slocker kicking it away to start this one off. Back deep for the Rams, number 21 Braden Smalls and number 84 Aiden Gerda.
Yep, Aiden Gerda had a big game for the JV squad on Wednesday. He's playing both JV and varsity for the Rams this year, and he was a beast. He had playing punter, kicker, both sides of the ball. I don't think he went off till the fourth quarter when he got to. So Aiden Gerda is definitely someone to watch out for Lafayette. As for Braden Smalls, the other returner, 151 yards last week, 2 touchdowns in that triple option offense. He's a running back, their primary running back. Very shifty, very slithery. So interested to see how he works out with their power back option as well. So Slocker to get things started for the Saints. 2023 season is underway here in Williamsburg.
We are off here. Slocker's kick. It's going to be fielded just inside the back of the end zone. It'll be a fair catch, and the Rams will be starting at the 25.
Coming on to offense here, number 30, Henry Alejandro, UVA commit. Second team All-State last year. He's a captain for the Saints. Looking to make an impact early here.
Yeah, him and Darius Gray is a lethal combination on that defensive line. And
absolutely. You see number 74 there, Darius Gray, the sophomore phenom. Offers from various Division I schools, Power 5 schools, Alabama, Georgia. So just like Alejandro, he's looking to make an impact.
They're going to hand it off here on the first play of the game. It's going to be a pretty good gain as they're going to get up about 2 yards short of the first down marker. James Spencer on the carry.
Sonny Bridges came down on the edge there, looking to hit pretty hard. Just missed his man. Good recovery there from Alejandro, though. Gets his first tackle in the season on his first play.
So they're going to give it off again. That's going to be blown up in the backfield. Number 15, Walker Turley with the tackle, and the Saints defense comes up with a big play on second down. Bring up a 3rd and medium.
Great stop there from Walker Turley, getting into the backfield early. Wrestling standout right there, and the sophomore's looking to make some big plays for the Saints this year. So 3rd and 9 here for Lafayette. Obviously hesitant to go through the air. I'll be interested to see what they can do here on 3rd and long. 2 receivers out wide.
They're going to hand it off up the middle, and that's going nowhere. Big stand by the St. Christopher's defense. They're going to force a 3 and out. Omohundro is in on the tackle.
So great defensive show so far from the Saints. They're going to force a punt here on the first possession. Jacob Zoller, the speedster, back number 1. You get him in the open field, he has potential to be gone.
Yeah, the Saints are trying to get the ball in his hands as much as they can, whether that's through the air, on the ground, or on the returns. He's their most electric player offensively, so look for him to make a big impact today. Punt going to bounce around the 44. And it's going to hit off of a Saints player, and that's going to be recovered by the Rams.
Deacon Begley there, just a lack of awareness. No one was helping him either, so little miscue here on the first drive. It'll keep the Rams alive. Lucky break for Lafayette, but this Saints defense is already looking pretty strong. I wouldn't be surprised if they force another stop here.
Something interesting to note about this Rams team is even though they're running a triple option offense, which is going to involve a lot of running the football, which will mean the clock burns a lot, they could still put up huge numbers on the scoreboard last year, as even getting above 60 in some games.
All right, is this everybody, both teams?
We don't have another copy of theirs.
Looks like we'll have a stoppage there.
It's going to be a false start on the Rams. So they'll be moving back. 1st and 15.
So Rams not really haven't progressed so far this game. I think only negative yards.
They're going to hand it off up the middle. It's going to be a short gain there. Looked like it was Walker Turley again in on the tackle.
Yeah, it can't really be that easy to read as a defensive lineman here for the Saints. I mean, the ball can go any way possible. It can be a pitch, it can be an outside run, an inside run, straight up the middle. So many different options, so many different variables here that the Rams can do in the triple option. They still have yet to go in the air, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try to run it out the rest of this quarter, really. So Elijah Matthews, the senior receiver, out wide for the Rams.
That's going to be blown up in the backfield. Big hit there from Addison Goslin, and the Saints going to have a 3rd and long here.
The reclass junior there coming from Benedictine, Addison Goslin. Huge stop in the backfield, and Saints are getting that momentum they're looking for after that miscue.
It's going to be a 3rd and 13, which if you're Lafayette, you have to think about throwing the ball here, as running the ball has gotten them nowhere, and 3rd and long outside of field goal range, have to at least think about throwing it.
Yep, this Saints defense looking extremely strong here early, not giving anything up, and like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a ball in the air here.
They're going to hand it off up the middle, but that's going to be a big gain, and looks like he'll be just over the line to gain.
James Spencer there on the carry, first big gain for the Rams, and I believe they'll move the chains.
See where they spot it. That is going to be a 1st down for the Rams. Tough for the Saints there to allow conversion on a 3rd and long, but something interesting for the Saints is a product of the lack of diversity by the Rams offense. The Saints have had 7 in the box every play, which at some point the Rams are going to have to look to switch it up a little bit, because It's going to be pretty tough to run against the defense that knows what's coming. They're going to hand it off again. This is going to be blown up once again by the Saints. Looks like Jack Hall got in there.
Nice read there from Jack Hall. Saw similar tendencies from the cornerbacks on the JV squad, just sort of assuming the run and playing in a little bit early. Obviously run the risk of getting a deep ball thrown on you, but Jack Hall reads it perfectly there. Lead to second here. Here's a pass, first pass of the game, going deep.
And that's going to be intercepted by Jack Hall. Saints defense coming with a big play on the Rams' first pass of the game. And the senior Jack Hall makes a statement here for the Saints.
What a read by Jack Hall. Deep ball that we called, it was going to him on 2nd and long. Saints will get the ball here in the Rams' red zone, but what a play from Jack Hall to stop that drive. Saints finally get the ball on offense, and I'm excited to see what this electric offense could do.
Yeah, questionable decision there from Hayden Oliski to throw that one into double coverage, and the Saints make a big play on it.
Khalil Nash running onto the field here for the Saints for the first time in his senior year. Had a solid year last year. Just Coach Cullen had to develop some confidence in him, but we got there by the end of the year, and he was throwing deep balls consistently.
Yeah, his passing ability progressed immensely throughout the year. As first game of the year, he barely got over 10 passes, but by the end of the year, he was throwing 25, 30 a game. Someone jumped. That's going to be against the Rams. So 1st and 5 for St. Christopher's.
A lot of miscues here early on both sides of the ball. Rams look a little bit more experienced, given the fact that they've only played one game, though. So
Nash, quick pass to Bryce Neely. He has some space. He's going to get just around the line to gain, but there's a flag down.
Yeah, Bryce Neely, second or tied for the most touchdowns as a receiver last year for the Saints. Him and Jacob Zoller both returning, hoping to do some big things passing-wise for the Saints.
That's going to be a hold on the Saints, so that play's coming back. I believe that was on number 18, Isaac Lapika.
The beauty of this Saints offense is the level of depth and the different variety they can go into in terms of sets offensively. Sophomore running backs Konstantinos Kavanis and Mikey Farley share the backfield, and Saints can easily bring in 2 or 3 additional receivers to the ones they have out there right now.
Going to be a handoff to Farley. That's going to get blown up. Big play by the Rams defense there to stop that from going anywhere. It'll be about a 2nd and 8.
Michael Farley on the carry. He's brought down by Peter Cook. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Saints.
Saints offense looking to speed things up here. We saw it in the Freeman game last year when the Saints came back to get that must-needed victory, and when they really go on that fast offense mode, it's a different level of intensity.
Nash has Neely again. He's going to make a man miss. Bryce Neely out of bounds around the 20. He's going to have a first down.
Bryce Neely, quite the athlete. D1 baseball commit, just committed this summer to the University of Virginia. So he does it all.
Yeah, he plays a great center field out there in the spring, but he's going to be seeing him a lot as a wide receiver in the fall.
Absolutely. Him and Zoller are definitely Nash's biggest targets. Two running backs in the backfield here for the Saints, both sophomores.
They're going to give it to Farley. He has a hole. Mikey Farley with a big gain. He's still going. Mikey Farley, 30, 20, 10. No flags. Touchdown, St. Christopher's. Big gain on their first offensive drive of the season, and the Saints going to take a 6-0 lead here.
Mikey Farley, great run there from the sophomore. Finds the hole, Jacob Zoller on the outside. Great blocking from him as well, and the Saints go up early here, 6-0. Mikey Farley, big breakout run. You can expect a lot of that from him this season.
78 yards on that carry, and just like that, St. Christopher's scores first. So now Jack Slocker's going to look to make it 7-0.
Mikey Farley, it's got to be his breakout season this year. Showed some flashes last year, but wouldn't be surprised if he has a lot of runs, a lot of games like this.
As that's going to be 2 penalties on the play. There's going to be an offsides and a roughing the kicker, but I imagine the Saints will decline those. As the refs discussing with St. Christopher's coaches, we'll see what's going on. The Saints accept the penalty. They would have a 2-point conversion on the 1-yard line, or I guess they could re-kick the extra point, but that would be obsolete. And they will decline it, and oh no, they will send the offense out on the field, so Saints going to look to make it 8-0 now with the ball moved up to the 1-yard line. Look for Cabanas here, number 3, to potentially get the ball, as he's more of a power back. Here's the 2-point try. The give to Constantinos Cabanas, and he flipped. Let's see what the call is. No good. So a big stand from the Rams defense, keeping the Saints out from only 1 yard away. But they do take a 6-0 lead on the 78-yard carry from Michael Farley. We'll be back. They got to him in the backfield. I don't know. We're going to send it away. It's going to bounce around the 12. It's going to roll out of bounds. So another error by St. Christopher's. Special teams having a tough time so far, and it's going to help the Rams positioning as they'll start around the 40 after the kickoff out of bounds.
Yeah, but unfortunate last 2 plays for the Saints, but credit to Mikey Farley for getting the Saints on the board for the first time here in the 23 year.
So the Rams drive will start at the 35-yard line.
Beautiful atmosphere here in Williamsburg, Lafayette. Fans are packed out, lights have turned on, pink out here for the Rams. And I'm enjoying this.
First 2 drives to the Rams. One of them was a 3-and-out that led to a punt that bounced off of a St. Christopher's returner. It was recovered by the Rams. The other one was an interception. So we'll see how they fare here. They're going to hand it off to the outside. Here's a pretty good gain. Darius Gray with the tackle, but James Spencer gains 14. New set of downs for the Rams.
Yep, great job by Darius Gray from getting off his blocker and running backwards to get the stop there. That's not normal for a lineman to do.
Yeah, Darius, incredible mobility for his size.
So if I'm the Rams here, I'm very hesitant to go back in the air. 1-for-1 on passes, 1-for-1 on interceptions.
As they will hand it off to Spencer again. He's going to have another gain. Another tackle by Darius Gray. Got about 6 there.
Good combo there from both Gray and Zoller to stop the power back Spencer. He's one to look out for as well. Not a small guy right there.
They're going to give it, and Darius Gray involved in that play again. Looks like they'll be just short. Bring up a 3rd and inches. 3rd and about 1.5. They move the ball back.
Just makes you realize how incredible this sophomore class is for the Saints. Darius Gray, Mikey Farley, Tino Scavanis, Walker Turley all over the place for the Saints. Already shown what they can do, and they've got 3 more years to prove themselves.
3rd and short. QB sneak. The Rams will convert. As we saw from the Philadelphia Eagles last season, a well-executed QB sneak can be very hard to stop in a short yardage situation, and great execution there from the Rams.
This is the first matchup between both schools. Saints have never played Lafayette in any capacity.
They're going to hand it off, and this is going to be blown up in the backfield. Jacob Zoller with a big tackle for the Saints. Loss of 5, and they'll bring up a 2nd and long.
Walker Turley and Jacob Zoller sprinting downhill on that one. As you said, blow them up in the backfield, and Saints' run defense is looking really strong here, and pass defense. I mean, all around, Saints looking better than expected.
Saints stacking the box once again as they're going to drop back. He has a man open. Sonny Bridges with the coverage, but looks like that's going to be pass interference.
High lofted ball from Oleski there. Sonny Bridges located it pretty quickly and got himself under it, but a little too early for Bridges, and that'll be a flag, pass interference. Automatic first down.
There are 2 flags on the play, however, so.
Ref's going to talk about it, but Bridges, standout varsity basketball athlete, can get it done on the field as well. Just a little too early there.
So it's going to be a holding against the Rams and a pass interference against the Saints. So those are going to cancel out. 2nd and 13 for the Rams.
Rams really haven't seen much action on their side of the field. Trying to get a few breakout plays here.
So they're going to hand it off. That's going nowhere. Gain of maybe a yard. We'll bring up another 3rd and long.
McGuire Boyd there on the stop. Not many weaknesses in this Saints defense. Now bring up 3rd and 11 for the Rams. Again, this is when you wonder if they're going to throw that ball in the air. Nayron Hudson subbing on. 10th grade receiver for the Rams.
As they're going to hand it off again. Jack Hall misses the tackle. This is a big gain here. Nazir Walmart inside the 15. Rams get the big play they've needed. And they're in the red zone with a chance to even this one up.
Great outside run there from Walmart. Big stiff arm on Jack Hall. Talks a little after that play as well. Rams gained some confidence. That's about all they needed. Inside the red zone, let's see what the Saints can do.
They're going to hand it off. Makes a man miss, but after that, he's blown up.
Addison Goslin on the stop once again. He's got that force behind him. Great form tackle there from Goslin, and a big stop after a missed tackle from Zoller. Zoller came down from the other side of the field. A good read from him. Just couldn't fully execute.
They're going to hand it off up the middle to Smalls, and that's going nowhere once again. Darius Gray, the big stop. It's going to bring up 3rd and medium.
Yeah, just not much you can do there if you're the Rams. Saints with a huge defensive line there behind Omohundro and Gray. And these inside runs seem to be going nowhere.
Yeah, not many offensive linemen who can match up with Darius physically. It looks like the Rams are going to let the play clock or the game clock run out here. Only 3 seconds left in this first quarter. And oh, excuse me. I was wrong, but Oleski's going to roll out. He's going to take off.
Ball's out.
Ball's free, and it'll be recovered by Jacob Zoller. Another turnover by the Saints defense as they are making a statement in this game.
Walker Turley, I believe, stripped that ball out. Good recovery from Jacob Zoller. He's talking back to number 1. Saints get their revenge in the Rams red zone. Again, one of those miscues from the Rams. And Saints in similar field position as last time. They've got 47 seconds left in this quarter to put a number up.
Yeah, they're going to be starting on the 3-yard line here, so a long way to go.
Big time strip there from, I believe, Turley. And Saints are looking good. That's a momentum shift that was much needed. Nate Roberts, another sophomore tight end in that red arm sleeve coming out for the first time on the year. He's the man to watch as well. Big size.
Nash, quick pass out to Neely. We saw this play earlier. He's going to gain a good amount, maybe 6 or 7.
Yep, Nash has only thrown to Neely today. They love themselves a good check down. And when Bryce Neely has some space, he can make some defenders miss and he can run over some people.
Looks like a pretty generous spot there, as they're going to give him 9 yards on the play. So 2nd and 1.
15 seconds left here.
They don't have to run a play before the end of the first quarter. Let's see if they just try to catch him offsides or something. So they will hand it off. Farley has it. Looked like he had a hole for a second, but closed very quickly. And that will do it in this first. So I apologize. This will not do it in the first quarter as the clock stops. Oh, so Farley did get the first down. Clock now resumes, and that will do it for the first quarter. 6-0 St. Christopher's off the back of a 78-yard carry from Michael Farley and 2 turnovers forced by that defense. We'll be back.
We're back here. Start of the second quarter.
Nash going to drop. He's going to be brought down to the backfield. Looked like he was looking for Stuart Cosby over the middle, but a big play by the Rams. Senior Trip Hassel with the tackle.
Hassel quickly came off the outside there on Nash's blind side. I was worried for a fumble for a little second there. It's hard to keep hold of that ball when you don't see the defender, but Nash holds on to it, and Saints have got a second and long here.
Nash, play action. He's going to take off. This isn't going anywhere. Third and long for St. Christopher's now after a sack and a short gain on a carry from Nash.
Yeah, looked like a design run there. A little miscommunication between Nash and Farley in the backfield, both going their separate ways. Nash didn't really have much to do after that. Third and long for the Saints. Bringing in Jacob Zoller, wouldn't be surprised if they go deep here. Saints' biggest concern coming into this season, this game specifically, is that offensive line. Fairly inexperienced, but when you've got guys like Darius Gray playing both sides of the ball, you should be good. Alejandro in the backfield for the first time this season.
Flags are down. Delay of game on the Saints.
Not too far for them to go back here. They're really backed up in their own end zone.
Nash from his own end zone. He's going to throw it deep and throw it out of bounds.
Yep, mature decision there from Nash. I think at this point a year ago, he would have tried to go deep, just hurl ball up there.
Yeah.
Decides to take the punt here for the Saints, and Jack Slocker, or
Christian Rogers.
Christian Rogers, yep. New punter for the Saints. The junior really backed up into his own end zone. Not ideal starting position for him.
It's going to be Braden Smalls and Nayron Hudson back to return for the Rams, as they're going to look to get some very good field position here with the Saints punting from the back of their own end zone. Almost blocked. Rogers sends it away. It's going to bounce. It's going to be picked up by Hudson around the 40. He's going to cut it back, and he's going to stay on his feet up to around the 30-yard line. So good starting field position for the Rams. We'll see how they do.
Surrounded by Saints there. Bold chant here from the Lafayette student section with the goose egg on the board. They're already chanting that they believe they will win. Offensively, nothing's working though.
They're going to hand it off up the middle, and once again, it's going nowhere. That's Alejandro. the future Virginia Cavalier in with the tackle. It's going to be a loss.
Alejandro has served his time on this varsity squad for 3 straight years. Really great tackle from him in the backfield, showing what he can do at UVA next year.
We haven't seen it any today, but last year he played also as a fullback, pretty good amount near the goal line.
Yep, he was in there for blocking purposes on that 3rd down when Nash had to throw it out of bounds. But other than that, I think he would like to play more running back than he does.
As someone jumped here. It's going to be against the Saints. Bring up about a 2nd and 4.
That ball, placement foul against the Saints. Move ball up 5 yards. Ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. It is a 2nd down and 4 for your Rams.
Spencer on the carry there to the outside. Alejandro once again with a tackle.
He's been static the whole game, apparently. Your headphones are probably like.
Quarterback dive there. Lesky QB sneak there.
Ball is spotted at the 26.5-yard line. Official timeout.
The officials are going to take a timeout. Looks like they're going to spot the ball.
Darius Gray going to sub back in for the Saints.
Yeah, the Rams looking like they will keep their offense on the field here.
Bring the chains out. Early in this 2nd quarter, Rams really haven't done much on offense. I think the Saints can blow this lead open if they really get aggressive offensively. Defense is doing their thing. The ball looks a little short to me.
Yeah. Interesting that they brought the chains out as this looks well short.
Never seen this in a high school football game, so props to the referee crew on bringing it out.
That's a good.
It's a good yard.
Yeah.
Thank you for the verification, though.
Brings out 4th down for the Rams.
As apparently they need to recheck it or something.
So wouldn't be surprised here if we see Oleski try to run it up the middle like they typically have on 4th and short.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's short enough for him to dive for a yard or whatnot, but they're going to measure it again. Not much different.
Still very clearly short of the line of gain, and
refs taking their time
yeah.
here.
Not sure exactly what the discrepancy is. Picking up the ball and putting it back down. So it's a good 1.5 yards short. As chains finally going back, and they'll play 4th down now with a big opportunity for the Saints defense to make a stand after the Rams got very good starting field position here.
Let's see if Oleski punches it up the middle.
Oleski lined up under center. He's going to pitch it out wide. It's a big gain here. They're going to be inside the 10. Their formation indicated that they would be trying to go up the middle, but they pitch it outside. The Saints were not prepared.
Braden Smalls with a nice run to the outside. Good trickeration. I was expecting the quarterback dive myself, and I think so did the defensive line for the Saints.
It'll be first and goal for your Rams from the Saints 8-yard line.
So Rams in this position for the second time today. Turned it over last time in the red zone. Hoping to get in the end zone here.
They're going to hand it off. Flag is down. Play's blown dead. It's going to be a false start, so they're going back 5 yards.
Illegal procedure penalty against the Rams are back from about 5 yards. It'll be first and goal from the 13.
Braden Smalls lined up in the backfield.
Oleski's going to roll out, looks for someone, finds no one, throws it to the end zone. It's going to be broken up. Looks like the throw was pretty good distance behind his man, but good coverage there from number 11, Sonny Bridges.
Yep, saw that play last week from the Rams. Oleski ran it himself last week. Decided to go through the air and just a little bit off. Not an easy pass on his end. Running right, throwing left. Nonetheless, good defense from Sonny Bridges.
They're going to hand it off up the middle.
Ball's
Good.
out.
It's free.
Another fumble inside the red
Let's
zone.
see
The
who
Saints
has
have
it. It's going to St. Christopher's. Another turnover forced by the Saints defense inside the red zone. And they make a huge stand here to keep the Rams off the scoreboard.
Saints have been nothing but clutch in their defensively red zone. Unreal stop there from them, and this is just total deja vu.
Another fumble inside the 10 from the Rams, and the Saints defense been unstoppable so far.
Yep, Rams sideline looking rightfully down on themselves here. Not a lot of intensity. They're not in a good spot here. So Saints offense coming back on the field, hoping to put another 6 on the board.
As someone jumped. It's going to be against the Rams, so 1st and 5 here, upcoming for St. Christopher's. Nash going to hand it off to Farley. Mikey Farley with a pretty good gain. He's still on his feet. He's up around the 25. 14-yard gain for St. Christopher's.
Beast of a run there from Mikey Farley. If he gets in the open field, he's running you over, he's getting around you. So good carry up the middle from him. And that'll move the change to the Saints. Yet to see a lot of passes from Khalil Nash here. The run game has worked on occasion. Wouldn't be surprised if they go in the air here on first.
Motion Zoller, he's going to pitch it to him. That's going to be blown up in the backfield. Nice play there from the Rams. It was Eric Zeladon.
Good read there from Zeladon on the jet sweep. It's a good play call from Coach Clellan. He was trying to utilize Zoller's speed. Rams quickly stop it though. Another dead ball
flag
here.
down.
Refs calling a lot of penalties here today. Staying on top of it.
That's going to be a false start. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 17 for St. Christopher's.
Rams student section still into it despite some of these miscues. It's not easy to cheer for a team when they're giving the ball up in the red zone so easily. But a beautiful night here in Williamsburg. First Friday Night Lights game of the season. Second home game for the Rams, first for the Saints.
Nash looks for Neely over the middle, and that's intercepted. Tyson Brown, and just not a good ball there by Khalil as he threw it right to him.
Yeah, that ball looks like it was in between Zoller and Neely there. Not sure who it was intended for. Slight miscue there by the Saints offense, and the Rams have the momentum they need here in good field position, trying to right their wrongs.
Once again, they're going to start on the Saints side of the field. They're going to hand it off. Cuts it outside. That's a pretty good gain for the Rams. Still fighting inside the 15.
Good gain there by the power back, James Spencer. Lafayette first down, that'll stop the clock.
I believe the Saints are going to take a timeout. So we are going to be back. A good gain for the Rams. Let's see where they spot this. Looks like they're going to spot it just around the 1 yard line. So the Rams here in a good position.
Not the first time the Rams have been first and goal. Maybe just dive it in here.
That's exactly what they'll try to do. And let's see, did he cross the plane? He did. It'll be a touchdown for the Rams. And they'll even things up here with 4:48 left in this second quarter.
As expected, Oleski just going to dive it in there. Rams have a chance to go up one here with this extra point. Very enthusiastic Lafayette sideline and fans. They get into it. Saints would love to block this PAT.
Kick is up. Jacob Zoller gets in there. The ball's free. But it'll be blown dead.
Huge block there from Zoller coming in on the outside unblocked. That was a little too easy for Jacob. Again, he's one of those speedsters for the Saints. And that is a huge stop on the PAT. Things will be all tied up here going to the back to the Saints. About 5 minutes left here in the first half. And Zoller with a big stop. I mean, just based off this game so far, I think the Saints should be up 1 or 2 touchdowns. They've definitely had the majority of the momentum and shown a lot more potential on both sides of the ball. Just need to be a little bit more disciplined on defense.
Yeah, the Rams definitely lucky to be tied after turning it over 3 times. And twice in the red zone, but
6 first downs for both teams. Pretty even offensively. Mikey Farley for the Saints. Great start to the year for him already. 98 yards, 1 touchdown.
it's going to be Neely and Farley back to return for St. Christopher's. It's going to be blown dead. I believe they're going to say they were offsides. So I believe they will move the kickoff back 5 yards.
Just now getting the stat sheets. Lafayette's passing game has been anything but good. 2 attempts, 2 incompletions, and 1 interception. Hey, Noleski getting it done on the ground, though. Had that punch in last drive.
So after the offsides, the kickoff will be moved back to the 35-yard line. Some interesting chants going on from the Lafayette student section.
Another dead ball. This is getting ridiculous.
Looks like someone took a timeout.
Not sure what the reason would be. Maybe the Saints called the timeout?
Timeout Lafayette on the field.
Lafayette took a timeout, so both teams now have 2 remaining with 4:48 left in the second quarter. So the Rams now kicking off from their own 35.
Short kick.
It'll be fielded around the 28. They're going to cut it upfield. Great starting field position for the Saints as it'll be taken around the 44.
That's backup quarterback Jaden Brown. It's a testament to his speed on the return there for the Saints. Quarterback on return team, something I never thought I'd say.
Yeah.
So Khalil Nash going to run back onto the field for the Saints. Not a bad start for him. Threw 1 interception, but otherwise he's 4 for 6. Saints just looking for a spark offensively. Had a few short-lived possessions.
As Lafayette will take another timeout, so they have 1 remaining.
You see for the Saints on the close in, Jaden Brown in a receiver now. Maybe a trick play. I wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe a hook and ladder.
Yeah, that might have been why Lafayette called the timeout after noticing the Saints had their backup quarterback lined up out wide.
Yeah, it's interesting if you're Lafayette because you have no film on Jaden Brown, the new junior quarterback. He's got both gloves on, but maybe Coach Clellan could pull some tricks out of his sleeve here. Brown definitely doesn't look comfortable here as a receiver, so if he goes into motion, we could have some action.
Yes, he's lined up in the slot here.
He's into motion.
As Nash going to take off. He's going to fall forward for about 2 or 3 yards.
Interesting that Brown has taken the spot of Jacob Zoller here. You wonder if Zoller is fully healthy. He struggled with some injuries last year. But he's standing next to Coach Clellan and Coach Chafee, so looks like he's ready to get subbed in at any moment. Saints with trips left here. Maybe that last play was a decoy for Brown.
As Nash is going to give it to Farley, who's going to bounce it outside, but he's going nowhere. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be a 3rd and long for St. Christopher's.
Sion Brown with the stop. He's shown a lot of intensity throughout the game. I've seen him on the sidelines getting into it. 3rd and 9 for the Saints. Zoller's back in the game. Have seen minimal reps from senior Eric Brown on the receiver end as well. He showed some flashes in the 7-on-7 and the scrimmages. So sort of surprised that he's not seen the field a little bit more.
As someone jumped, it's going to be a false start, so that'll push the Saints back even further. 3rd and 13.
Yeah, this is not ideal for St. Christopher's. They're going to take their time here, as they should. Got a ways to go.
Nash going to roll out right. He's going to go deep for Zoller. He has it. Jacob Zoller.
Man trying to track him down.
He's going to be in. Jacob Zoller for 6. And the Saints take a 12-6 lead here with 3:39 left in this second quarter.
What a play and what a find from Khalil Nash. Jacob Zoller, great read on the ball. Little short. Zoller stops on a dime, catches it, and works his way around his man. And that's what he can do, as we said, get him in the open field, and it's over. So Zoller subs in for the first time on the possession on third and long. Easy touchdown for him, and Zoller's on the board.
After the blocked extra point, it does afford the Saints the luxury of being able to take an extra point here and still have a 7-point lead.
Hopefully we can get another look at that touchdown after this PAT by Slacker.
As he was well offsides. Went a good second early. So once again, the Saints will be pushed up to the 1-yard line, and we'll see what Coach Clellan chooses to do after they were in a similar position after their last touchdown and went for 2 and couldn't convert.
Really pleased with Khalil Nash's play so far.
Saints will leave Slacker out on the field.
Hoping the line can hold their blocks here.
As Slacker puts it through the uprights. 13-6 St. Christopher's.
Good work there from Slacker. Saints get on the board. That was a much needed score here late in the first half. Big kick here from Slocker. That'll be his first touchback of the year.
As that run blown up in the backfield, maybe got a yard.
They'll bring up 2nd and 10. Starting to get dark here in Williamsburg. Beautiful Friday night light scene here.
They're going to hand it off to the outside. Jacob Zoller pokes it out. It's free. Let's see who fell on it. And it's going to St. Christopher's once again. Jacob Zoller.
Jacob Zoller doing it all over the field. Immediately after the touchdown, gets a punch out on the defensive end. He just trots up the field like nothing happened.
So the Saints in a good position here to try to extend their lead with only 2:53 left in this second quarter.
Let's take a look here at that punch out from Zoller. Top class. And the Saints love it.
Nash in the shotgun. He's going to drop back. He's going to be crushed. And the ball is free. Let's see who fell on it. It looks like it will be staying with the Saints. Stuart Cosby managed to recover it, but dangerous play there for St. Christopher's as 2 defenders came in free and got a big hit off on Khalil.
Yep, great awareness from Cosby to pick that ball up, but huge hit in the backfield. I think Saints missed some blocks pretty early there.
Yeah, Nash got hit on both sides. So,
But showing some confidence here in Khalil Nash. He's had a great game so far.
Going to drop again. He's going to shovel it off to Konstantinos Kavanis. He's going to make a run. Kavanis with 1 man to beat. He'll be down around the 4, but a big gain for St. Christopher's.
Konstantinos Kavanis off the jump pass from Nash. Rarely see that play, but good communication there on the dump down. And Kavanis, another sophomore running back, works his way on the outside there and gets him in the red zone. Take another look here. Good work from Kavanis.
Only 35 seconds left in this second quarter. St. Christopher's has 2 timeouts. They're going to give it to Kavanis. Oh, excuse me, there's 1:30 left. There's a pole blocking the 1 on the scoreboard, so I couldn't see that. But short gain there. Would be 2nd and goal from just inside the 5.
Kavanis and Farley in the backfield. It's just lovely that Saints have options like that, especially with Nash as a running quarterback.
Neely and Cosby out wide. Nash gonna roll out, looking for Neely. Can't find him. Khalil Nash gonna try to make something happen, but he's gonna be hit behind the line of scrimmage. Made one man miss, but couldn't evade the rest of the Rams defenders. So a loss of yardage there. And the Saints will take a timeout with 27 seconds left on the game clock.
Yep, great juke there from Nash, but swallowed up in the backfield. He didn't really have many receivers open there, so good stop there for the Rams, and Saints with the third and goal here.
From about the 12-yard line. So 29-yard attempt from Slocker. Kick is up, and
That's a flag on the play. Slocker got hit. Not a smart move.
looked like the kick was wide right, but it's not going to matter as roughing the kicker coming in.
Not a smart play there for the Rams. Totally intentional, too. That'll give Saints some more life here late in this first half.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to try to run a play from scrimmage with it being 4th down and them still having to go about 6 yards, but definitely going to get another shot at the field goal, which is great. So this kick going to be from 23 yards out. 10 seconds to go in this second quarter. 13-6 St. Christopher's. Slocker's kick from 23 is up and good. 16-6 Saints. So that will just about do it for this second quarter with only 6 seconds left to play. And while it's been a good half for them, the Saints probably wish they'd capitalized more off 4 turnovers, and a 10-point lead is nothing to complain about, but certainly could have been a lot more.
Back here, Saints up 10 in the first half. Behind great plays from Khalil Nash and Jacob Zoller.
Slocker gonna send it deep. Very lucky break there for the Rams. If that had bounced off the foot of Smalls and rolled to the back of the end zone, it would have been a safety, but narrowly avoided his foot, and it'll be a touchback. With how sloppy they've been with the football so far, I don't imagine the Rams try to do anything fancy here. Likely just going to take a kneel and end this first half.
Yep, pretty slow offensively for the Rams. Nothing in the air. And a punched-in touchdown after a long drive.
As they will take a knee. And that will do it for your first half. 16-6 St. Christopher's at the end of quarter 2. We will be back for the second half.
Thank you for tuning in. Lafayette just took the field here, get warmed up for the second half. Some first half stats for you guys. Michael Farley, 5 rushes, 98 yards, 1 touchdown. Cleo Nash putting on a show today, 6 for 8, 107 yards, a touchdown. Long pass here, 60 yards for that touchdown to Zoller. Bryce Neely, as we expected, Bryce Neely and Jacob Zoller leading the way for the Saints. Neely 3 catches, 28 yards. Zoller 2 catches, 58 yards. As for Lafayette, a lot of running. James Spencer, 66 yards on 9 carries. And Hayden Oleski, that 1-yard touchdown, that punch in to get the Rams on the board. Back here in the second half. Saints start with the ball. Deep kick. That'll be a touchback.
Khalil Nash and the Saints will start at the 25.
Nash coming back on the field after a strong first half. Strong season last year. As I mentioned, 6 for 8, 107 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, he's looked very good so far there have been a couple lapses in the protection that have led to him getting hit very hard, but he's done a good job at getting the ball out quick, and the one deep shot he took worked out as it was the touchdown to Jacob Zoller.
So Jaden Brown back in at receiver for the Saints. They've got trips left here. Mikey Farley in the backfield.
Nash going to give it to Farley. He's going to cut it back up the middle. Mikey Farley with a big gain. Fights forward. It's about 8 or 9 on the carry.
Good start to the second half for Farley. Finds a hole and gets himself about 9 yards there.
He's now over the 100-yard mark for the game on only 6 carries. As Nash will give it to him again. That's blown up. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Stuart Cosby seeing a few more reps here in the second half. Another one of those standout basketball players who can get it done on the football field as well.
Yeah, Stewart's going to have a much bigger role this winter as basketball team had a bunch of big graduations. Zach Murphy, Billy Jennings, Thomas Youngkin. But it's going to be a 3rd and 2 here for the Saints. Nash going to give it to Bryce Neely on the bubble screen. He's going to get just past the line to gain, it looks like. Depending on the spot, the Saints should have a first down. Yep. And they will move the chains.
Not the first time we've seen that play from Coach Clellan. He loves himself the bubble screen, and it's an effective way to get 2 or 3 yards, and that'll move the chains for the Saints.
Yeah, good job by Neely fighting as he had 3 defenders to beat to gain 2 yards and managed to fall forward on the tackle and do just that. As Nash drops the ball and the attempted handoff, let's see who fell on it. And that's going to the Rams. So a mistake by St. Christopher's, and it's going to set the Rams up once again with great field position.
Recovered by the senior Peter Cook there. Both teams have had opportunities starting the possessions on their side of the field. Rams have not converted as frequently as the Saints, but Saints defense hoping to continue their success from the first half here early in the second.
They're going to hand it off. Short gain there. It's James Spencer on the carry.
First contact by Henry Alejandro in the backfield. Eric Brown cleaned things up.
They're going to hand it off to the outside here. Good blocks. Rams are going to be just short of the first down. It's Nazir Walmart on the carry.
Good work from Goslin to push him out of bounds, but there's a flag down late in play. As I mentioned earlier, the Saints defense looking a lot stronger than expected.
But there's a face mask there against the Rams, I believe, so that is going to push them back. Yeah, so they'll be backed up now to the 35 after a carry that would have put them in the red zone for a 3rd and inches. Now 2nd and 15 from the 35. They're going to hand it off to Spencer. And the Saints defense blows that up. Big loss there of 6 yards. Jack Hall with the tackle. It'll bring up a 3rd and 21 now.
Yeah, it's been a common theme throughout this game. These outside blockers, the Rams, haven't done a great job stopping the corners from coming down hard. Jack Hall, Walker Turley, Henry Alejandro all in the backfield there.
So a 3rd and 21 now for the Rams. You have to imagine they're going to play this pretty conservative, as they're going to drop back. He's going to throw it up, and it'll be completed, but looks like it will be a 1st down for the Rams, and their first completion of the night is a big gain, as 3rd and 21 converted. Not something the Saints defense is happy allowing.
Yeah, sort of a shocking play call there. Elijah Matthews with the catch, but Rams are going to run a hurry up here.
They're going to pitch it to the outside. That's going nowhere.
Rams with some new life here. Trying to punch it in. It's in the red zone.
2nd and 7 from the 15. Oleski's going to keep it himself. He'll gain 2 or 3. We're bringing up a 3rd and medium now.
That ball looks loose from the start there.
Yeah, he's already fumbled in the red zone once.
Yeah, bad snap and didn't look too secure as he was running through Alejandro.
They're going to hand it off up the middle.
Ball's out. Again, recovered by Alejandro.
And another turnover in the red zone, as the Saints defense here playing huge roles at keeping the Rams out of the end zone when they've gotten good field position off of mistakes by the Saints offense since.
Just another one of those stops for the Saints. Unreal.
So Kavanis loses a yard. Bring up 2nd and 11.
Just unreal tenacity from the Saints defense inside the red zone. Really put their backs against the wall, but fought through it and forced 3 turnovers in this red zone, 3 fumble, 3 strips.
Nash, quick pass for Neely out in the flat. He's going to get by one man. Gain of about 8. 3rd and 3 coming up. But the Saints offense has done no favors to their defenses. There have been a lot of times where the Rams have had very good starting field position off of turnovers or short drives leading to punts, but the defense has answered the call every time.
Yeah, Neely is not a small guy. hard to take him down in the open field, so good work by the Rams to force him outside on that sideline. Saints taking their time here in the huddle. Isaac Lupika out wide.
He's at the bottom of your screen wearing 17. Lined up next to Stuart Cosby, and then that's Mikey Farley. As Nash going to roll out. Looks for Cosby. It's over his head and incomplete, so a 3-and-out by the Saints after the turnover, and once again, they're going to be punting from deep in their own territory.
Yep, Saints offense hasn't done much to help their defense here in the second. Good stop there, but only a few yards gained on this first possession here in the second half.
Back deep for the Rams. Number 21, Braden Smalls. Number 22, Nayron Hudson. As Rogers barely gets off the punt, it'll be Smalls. He's going to make one-man miss, but it'll be brought down by Jack Hall around the 40-yard line. So after turning the ball over in the red zone once again, the Rams going to look to try to find some life. Down 10 with 5:50 left in the third quarter.
Yep, good work by Hall to get down the field there, wrap up that tackle pretty early. Rogers took his time on the punt, little scary situation in his own end zone. Not the first time tonight he's been there, but he got it off and a good punt from him.
Saints definitely going to want to work on their special teams blocking, as for both field goals and punts, it's been very suspect, and those can lead to very big plays. As Rams start this drive at the 40, they're going to give it to Spencer. He's going to gain about 5.
Looks like the Saints have gotten confident defensively. A lot of these players starting to look for the strip instead of the tackle. Saw that a few times there in the backfield.
Yeah, the Saints have been able to stack the boxes. They know the Rams aren't looking to throw the ball, and when you have more people around you, you can be more aggressive with your tackling, because if you miss the tackle, there's going to be someone behind you who can make it, and who knows, if they go for an aggressive tackle, maybe you knock the ball out like we've already seen 3 times this evening. Second and 5 from the 35. As that's going to be blown up in the backfield. Big play by the Saints defense. 3 men were in on it.
Once again, Addison Goslin really impressing me today. Getting by his man, and just beautiful form tackle there from him. Stopping the backfield, face on. Got some help on the tag team there. But Goslin, the transfer from Benedictine, really doing great things for the Saints today.
Third and 8 from the 38. He's going to look to pass over the middle. Oh, wow. Nearly completed there to Nayron Hudson, but that wasn't his target. Looked like he was going for Elijah Matthews over the middle, but just overthrew him, and it almost ended up in the hands of Hudson, but Matthews is down.
Yep, we'll be back in a bit. Saints going to take back the field here.
4th and 7. The Rams are going to punt it away. It's Jacob Zoller back to return.
Yep, I believe this is the second punt of the game for the Rams.
Heavy protection in there. But they will get the punt off short. It's going to bounce out around the 24-yard line. So Khalil Nash and the Saints offense going to march back out there. Saints have had the 2 big plays with the 60-yard pass to Zoller and the 78-yard carry by Farley, but other than that, they have really struggled moving the ball against this Rams defense.
So 3 receivers, 2 running backs in for the Saints. Mikey Farley in the backfield. Tino Scavanis looking to block here. Eric Brown in motion.
Khalil Nash takes a pretty big hit there after a gain of 3 or 4.
Great work from him to find the middle gap there. Not easy to squeeze through, but haven't seen much of that from Nash today. He's known for his running ability. Definitely been a tough quarterback for the Saints today. Taking a lot of hard hits, but good gain there from Nash.
Nash, play action, rolls out, tries to get to Eric Brown, but the throw was low. So he had to lay out for it. Looks like there was a flag on the play as the refs conversing here around the 25-yard line.
Edison, initial thoughts on the Saints' performance today? They look stronger than normal, or than I expected. How do you feel about the performance thus far?
The defense, that's going to be a false start on the Saints, so I believe they'll back it up 5 yards and replay second down. But the defense has been very good. You'd like to see them forcing turnovers, but in a way, a punt is more encouraging than a turnover is. You're going to have high variance in turnovers sometimes, and when you can't force those turnovers, you want to be able to keep them from gaining yards, which is something the Saints defense has done. But offense came out a bit sluggish, but first game of the season, I'm not really worried. But the defense definitely been the better of the 2 sides of the ball so far. 2nd and 10 now. Nash going to roll out right. Flags down. She takes a big hit.
Looks like some late contact there.
Yeah. Whistle's blowing again. Multiple 3 flags on the field.
Yeah,
probably one of them's a hold, depending, or based off when the first one is thrown, but maybe some unnecessary roughness, and there's the hold. So I guess all 3 refs must have had the hold. So the Saints now are going to be backed up to the 18.
Quite a ways to go here.
The 13. So they're going to need roughly 20 yards. I think the most impressive thing by the Saints defense so far is that they have been able to fend off a lot of Rams possessions starting in very good field position. as the Saints look to try to just gain some yards to give Rogers some room to punt as Nash drops back. Rolls out again. He's going to take off here. Khalil Nash going to gain about 5 yards. So 3rd and 15 coming up.
Not a bad move there from Nash.
Yeah.
Just gain a few extra yards there for the Saints.
Yeah, I think in that situation you have to at least gain some yards there, as you don't want Rogers backed up near his own end zone when he has to punt it away. But it would be interesting to see if they try to convert a first down here, or if they just try to go for maybe like 7-8 yard gain, and then depending on where the ball ends up, see if maybe they turn this into 4-down territory.
Yep, so you've got Omaha around on the left. Esten, you think it's a pass or a run here?
I think they'll probably do like a screen or something as Nash rolls out right. Had Neely downfield, but pressure got there. He's brought down, and there's a Saint down on the field. It's Stuart Cosby.
Very rarely do you see Nash stay in the pocket and try to drop a ball, so not surprised by that design. Get him out of the pocket, scrambling. It's very athletic and can throw on the run, so not a bad play call there from Coach Cleland.
No, not at all. He had Neely one-on-one with a safety down the field, but the pressure just got there. And if he had a 1.5 seconds extra to throw that ball, I think he would have taken that shot. But good play design by the Rams to get in there and not give Khalil that time to get the ball off. So Rogers, once again, will be punting away from just inside his own end zone. As that's going to be blocked, and that'll be recovered by the Rams. Touchdown Lafayette, and that's the momentum swing they've needed this whole game. Seemed to have been coming this whole game, is on the kicks and punts. The Saints have been dangerously close to them getting blocked. And a Ram finally gets in there this time and blocks Christian Rogers' punt, recovers it in the end zone. Now 16-12.
Yeah. As we've seen with the past few punts, we figured that was coming. Rogers taking his sweet time in the back. Just maybe it needs to have a little bit more awareness there. Blockers coming from all sides. Not much he can do. But too easy of a touchdown there for the Rams.
Yeah, I think some of the previous punts had been more of a result of the blocking breaking down, but that one, Rogers, took a little bit too long. It's going to be a flag down.
Yep, looked like Zoller jumped. Got a little antsy after that last block.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot from both teams. I think that's the 3rd time we've seen a team try to jump an extra point and end up getting a false start, or excuse me, an offsides. So interesting to see what the Rams do, and it looks like they will opt to go for 2 now with the ball moved up to the 1 yard line.
Yep, and this is when you can expect that quarterback dive.
They've ran that dive twice in short yardage situations. They've converted both times.
Unfortunate turn of events for the Saints. They're hoping they can get a stop here, stop the damage, and keep it at 4.
They're going to hand it off to Spencer. He will be in 16-14 St. Christopher's. That's right. How do you think they should respond here after the block punt leading to a touchdown?
Yeah, unfortunate sort of sequence of events there for the Saints, I think. Show some trust in your young running backs. Haven't done this much as I would have liked to see in the second half. Go to Mikey Farley, let him run on the outside. If that doesn't work out, you've got Khalil Nash in his arm. Let him give him as long as he's got some time in the pocket, he can make a play. So, Saints not totally out of options here. I wouldn't say they're in a totally bad spot.
No, definitely not, especially with how well that defense has played. As the Rams really haven't been able to sustain a drive of more than 40 yards. as it's Farley and Zoller back to return, but they're just going to let it bounce to the back of the end zone. So Khalil Nash and the Saints offense going to come out, start at the 25, look for that sustained long drive that's been eluding them all game.
Absolutely. Saints offense definitely stagnant here in the second half. But as I mentioned, you got to put some trust in those young running backs.
Yeah, they haven't had a long, sustained drive this whole game. Both of their touchdowns have came off big plays with the 80-yard run by Farley and the 60-yard pass from Nash to Zoller. Look for them here maybe to just try to run the ball, and, you know, if Farley can break one off, that's amazing. But if not, just let him get some short gains and let the yards eat up, as here is a good gain. I believe that'll be a first down. That's exactly what you're looking for.
Absolutely. Good blocking up the middle for the Saints. Looks like there's a man down for the Rams, but yeah, I mean, that's all you can hope for if you're a Saints fan. Move the chains as efficiently as possible on first down by giving the ball to Mikey Farley. I feel like we're in a similar situation to that Freeman game last year. Really had nothing working early on, and eventually started moving the chains once we got those running backs involved.
Yeah, something I think the Saints should think about is using Cabanas for a couple plays here, as he's more of a power back, to use him for like 4 or 5 runs, try to tire out the Rams defense, and then let Farley, who's more of an explosive big play back, try to break one.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you talk about explosive, Mikey Farley, the stats just show it. 8 rushes, 118 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, he's the man you want to give the ball to in this situation, despite his youthfulness. But, yeah, Farley's that guy right now for the Saints.
Yeah, something that's been a big improvement this game off last year is sometimes last year Farley would be very inconsistent with runs. He would break one big, but then have a couple 2-3 yard gains. But this game, even if you take out his 80-yard run, he's still averaging 5 yards a carry, which is very impressive, especially with taking out your biggest run of the day. So he's done a very good job tonight, and if he can sustain this success for the whole season, the Saints offense is going to be taken to a whole nother level.
And Farley's going to see an increased role this season in comparison to last, with the absence of Maddox White, the running back from last year, who's also one of those sophomore phenoms who's decided to focus on track, and he's killing it in that space as well.
As someone jumped, it's going to be against the Rams, so 1st and 5 coming up around the 36-yard line. Nash going to give it to Farley. Bounces off a man, maybe gets a yard. As conflict breaking out, teams have to be separated by the referees. Flags fly. We'll see which team's going to get penalized for this. Likely an unsportsmanlike conduct call coming in.
Yep, Darius Gray obviously fed up about something. Teammates trying to calm him down. But another good carry there from Mikey Farley. He looks so much older than he is the way he plays. Really keeps those legs churning no matter what. And even though, despite his height, I mean, he really plays like he's a power back. Yeah,
I mean, on that last play, it looked like the linebacker was going to be the one to get a big hit in, but then he just bounced right off of him and left the linebacker on the ground. So that's going to be a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Rams. So 15-yard penalty. Saints going to have some pretty good field position right now with 48 seconds left in this third quarter. As they're going to be spotted around the 46.
Keep an eye out on Darius Gray. When he gets angry, he just takes it out on the opponent. So I'll be interested to see if we get a pancake here.
as really nice tackle there. As number 3, Eric Zeladon was the last man Cavanas had to beat for a big gain and wrapped him up by the ankles. As that will do it for your third quarter. 16-14 St. Christopher's.
Yeah, excited for the fourth here.
Yeah, we're going to have a great finish. Stay tuned.
Absolutely.
As Nash takes a big hit in the backfield after trying to get it to Bryce Neely. So
Peter Cook quickly got to Nash in the backfield.
yeah, we've heard his name a bunch this game. He was the one who recovered that blocked punt in the end zone.
And 4 unassisted tackles for Cook today. That's his 5th. It's an impressive game from him.
Third and 8 for St. Christopher's. You have to wonder if they get a gain of 5, 6, 7 yards. Do they think about going for this? Nash gonna roll out. Khalil Nash cuts it upfield. Ball's free. It's gonna be recovered by the Rams.
I thought his knee was down. We'll see what the refs say.
Definitely looked like the ball came free as a result of Khalil's knee hitting the ground, but the refs are discussing it. All I can say is if this is overturned,
that'll be 4th down. So Saints, I believe.
Once these fans realize what happened, they're not going to be happy.
So Saints in an interesting spot here. The defense is coming on the field. Coach is really getting into it with these refs.
Not sure what the call was. It looked like he put up the 4th down signal, but the defense is on the field.
Lafayette coach really not having it right now. Throws his hat.
He needs to be careful or else he might get a penalty.
Yep, so Saints were going to punt it. We'll have a timeout here. Interesting position. Saints, I wouldn't be shocked if they come out in an offensive set after this timeout. Not in a bad spot here.
Yeah, it's going to be about a 4th and 6 if they choose to try to go for it, which...
Yeah, it looks like the special teams unit's going to stay on it. It's a good move from Coach Cleland. There's
Yeah.
just too much risk involved on a third and medium like this.
Yeah, if it was a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, or 4th and 3, 4th and 2, then maybe you think about it, but 6 is a bit too far. This Christian Rogers now will punt it away.
Hoping these blocks can hold.
As Rogers will get this punt off.
Good kick there from him.
That's a beauty as it's going to land around the 6-yard line. Great job by Christian Rogers to pin him deep. And if the Rams want to take the lead here on this possession, they're going to have a long way to go after a gorgeous punt from Christian Rogers.
Can't remember the last time Rams had this poor field position.
Yeah.
Definitely a mood boost for the Saints defense, and I'm excited to see Addison Goslin take the field again. Most tackles on the day for the Saints at 7. Big debut from him. And he's really your ideal defenseman. Saints looking like they're going to blitz here.
They're going to hand it off to Spencer. He has a little bit of room, gets about 7 yards.
Big tackle there from Alejandro. Again, the UVA commit, 9th tackle on the day.
You have to wonder if the Saints' philosophy with their tackling changes with it now being a one-possession game. As earlier they were being much more aggressive, but now with less time left in the game and one mistake meaning more in a one-possession game, you might see them be a little bit more conservative. As they'll give it to Spencer again. Sonny Bridges with a great, that was Jacob Zoller with a great tackle.
Yeah, good downhill run from Zoller. That would be his 7th tackle on the day.
But it will be a first down after
Rams slowly moving the clock here.
you have to imagine that they don't want to give the Saints the ball back with very much time if they do score here. So they will hand it off up the middle again. That's going nowhere. Looked like it was Alejandro in on the tackle.
Yeah, that's just one of those runs up the middle that haven't really seemed to go anywhere for the Rams today.
So a little bit of misdirection here, but the Saints not fooled at all.
Group tackle there for the Saints.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 yards on the carry.
E.J. Seward finally got some contact. Haven't seen much of him today. But good work from him to meet the running back in the backfield. First man.
3rd and 8 now for the Rams. Right, do you think they're going to look to throw here or stick with the run game?
Wouldn't be surprised with an outside run. Passing game just hasn't been there for the Rams all day. But we'll see if they switch it up.
Surprised we haven't seen any screen passes from them, as usually screens do, like a halfback screen would do very well against a play designed to stop a run. As they will drop back. Pressure. That's going to be a sack. Big play there from the Saints defense as they're going to force another punt.
Gavin Johnson.
As a flag is down.
First tackle on the day for Gavin Johnson.
As we'll see what this flag is, but if this is something that gives the Rams a first down, this could be backbreaking for the Saints.
Rightfully so. Coach Cleland is not too pleased with Johnson after that one.
And that will be against the Saints. It'll be a Rams first down. I didn't see exactly what transpired after the play. Could you fill us in on that?
Yeah, it looks like just a little bit of chirping. I've seen it all night, so
Yeah.
not sure why they called that one specifically, but definitely just something you can't do after a big stop like that if you're Gavin Johnson.
Especially in a tight game like this, penalty like that could be the difference. As if that hadn't happened, the Saints would be getting the ball back right now. But the Rams have another shot here after the unsportsmanlike conduct. 1st and 10 on the 37. Handoff up the middle. Darius Gray will throw him down after a gain of about 6. As the team's getting into it, once again, no flags this time, however. Darius has had a great game. Called his name out a bunch on defense and haven't called his name out very much on offense, which when you're an offensive lineman is a good thing. They're going to pitch it outside. Jack Hall was in there first in a great group tackle by the Saints.
Yeah, great way to chop your feet. Jack Hall staying low and getting the tackle there for the Saints. Addison Goslin again there to clean it up.
Jack's tackling this game has been very impressive, especially for a defensive back. He's made a huge impact. 3rd and 4 now. Have to imagine another run of some variation will be coming for the Rams. Oleski lines up under center. He'll give it to Spencer, and he will have the first down and more. He'll be brought down around the 46, but another first down for the Rams.
Saints have given too many of those big plays up today, especially on 3rd down. It's almost like they have the possession done with, and the Rams just happen to pull one out on 3rd down. Too many 3rd down conversions. That's definitely something in film that Coach Clown will hit on. So long drive here for the Rams. They're taking their time.
They're going to hand it off. It'll be another short gain, about 2 yards.
And there's got to be frustration on the St. Chris sideline right now. Possession should have been over 2 different times.
As time continues to tick off this clock. At some point, if you're the Saints, if the Rams move this ball further down the field, you have to think about letting them score, as with a triple option offense, they're going to milk the clock, and with a field goal winning it for them is Spencer has a first down. As the constant rushing attack, you can tell, just tiring out this Saints defense. Is the Rams now on the 33-yard line.
This Lafayette offense has found their role, especially by giving it off to James Spencer. Big man, number 6 there. Rams definitely have the momentum here.
As Oleski's going to roll out, he has some room, but a great tackle by Jacob Zoller in the open field. That could have been a big gain, but the senior defensive back with a huge diving tackle to prevent anything further.
Jacob Zoller showing why he's the one of these captains for St. Christopher's. As you said, great open field tackle, and save the Rams from getting 5+ yards there.
They're going to hand it off. Spencer He falls forward for about 3 or 4. Now under 5 minutes left in this game. Rams continuing to burn clock.
Very lengthy possession as we expected. It's gone on for over 6 minutes now, and Rams not even in the red zone yet.
Yeah.
So time ticking down here in the fourth quarter. Saints just hoping to hold the Rams short here on third down.
Saints with 8 in the box. They're gonna pass. Incomplete. Oleski had him open. It would have been a first down, but it's pass into the flat. Led him a bit too much. And this brings up an interesting decision, as this field goal would be from about 46 yards, which probably too deep for most high school kickers. So the Rams will keep the offense on the field, it looks like.
Edison, if you're the Rams, you passing or throwing this ball?
I think, so they will take a timeout, but I think you have to stick with the run game. Oleski has not shown very much consistency with his arm, and I mean, like we saw there, he missed a check down that would have led to a pretty decent gain and a first down. So the run game's been working all day. I don't think they should shy away from it here.
I'm with you, and we'll be back after this timeout.
Biggest play of the game here. 4th and 6 from the 29. Oleski drops back. He's taken down to the backfield. A huge play by the Saints defense. Flags are down, however.
Once again, Addison Goslin getting into the backfield super quickly. I'm really confused about this flag.
I think Saints defense is coming off the field. Looks like it was a holding of some sorts, but Addison Goslin with the biggest play of the game for St. Christopher's, and they now get the ball back with 4:12 left.
Just an unreal stop from Goslin there. He's been all over the field all day, and he's the MVP of this game right now for the Saints.
Yeah, some sort of miscommunication with the blocking, as Goslin came in unblocked.
Yeah, and take another look here at this 4th down play. Goslin on the left there of the line, unblocked, just straight to the quarterback. Great play there from him. And he's worthy of that celebration.
So if you're St. Christopher's here, just look to burn as much clock as you can. The scoreboard's displaying no timeouts left for the Rams. I don't think that's accurate, but Nash is going to take off. Khalil Nash going to fall down just in front of the line of scrimmage, but smart play by him to fall down in play instead of going out of bounds. Even if going out of bounds could have gotten him an extra 2-3 yards, but this keeps the clock running, which is the Rams' biggest enemy right now.
Yeah, it's the coach's biggest pet peeve, going sideways instead of up the field. But yeah, as you said, smart play, shows some maturity there from Nash to go down in bounds. So Saints just looking to slowly move these chains and let this clock run out. As you see Nash looking back at the clock, just going to take his time.
Nash going to take it again up the middle, falls forward for maybe 2 yards, but the clock's going to keep running. I'm not sure where the play clock is in this stadium, but
yeah, not a huge gain from Nash there. So you've got 3rd and long, trying to just utilize his clock,
yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Saints pass the ball here, maybe a slant. If not, you're a decent spot for Christian Rogers to pin the Rams deep back in their own territory.
If I'm Coach Cleland here, the way you have to approach this is after this play, if someone gets tackled in bounds and the Rams have 3 timeouts left, so the scoreboard was incorrect. So Nash, little check down to Farley. He's going to be brought down around the 45. Have to imagine, yes, the Rams will take a timeout. So 2:22 left in the fourth quarter. And the Rams are going to have a chance to win this game. 2 timeouts left. Christian Rogers will be punting it away from the 45. And if you remember, his last punt was a beauty. So he's going to look to pin him deep again.
Yeah, and if you're the Saints here, last thing you can do is allow a blocked punt.
Yeah.
It's happened already today, and there have been some awfully close instances. You just got to go max protect here. You can give up a few yards in the return as long as Rogers doesn't get blocked in the backfield.
Yeah, a blocked punt here would put the Rams just outside of field goal range, which a field goal wins them this game.
So nerve-wracking situation here for the Saints. Obviously not what they wanted on the offensive side of things, but the defense has been clutch all day, so hoping they can continue that trend once they take the field after this punt.
Yeah, the defense hasn't allowed any long drives. All the Rams scoring has came off of starting with very good field position, and assuming Rogers gets a good punt off, they shouldn't be doing that here. As nearly blocked, barely gets it off though. That's going to bounce up to around the 26-yard line. So the Rams just need points here. Field goal or touchdown puts them in a very good position to win this game. Right, if you're St. Christopher's here, how do you defend this knowing the Rams have ran the ball for the majority of this game, but here with little time on the clock, might not be able to do that.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of reliance on that front line for the Saints. Jacob Zoller, Sonny Bridges haven't had much to do all day, and you just got to be cautious for those two. Obviously, the instinct is to expect the run, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams try to change it up as they're in shotgun here.
So no timeouts, 2:10 to go at the 26. Oleski rolls out. He's going to be hit in the backfield. The Saints defense with a sack on first down. And that's the big play they needed to start off this potential game-winning drive.
Absolutely incredible run, sack there from Walker Turley. As you see it again here on the close side of your screen. Again, unblocked. Backside hits the quarterback. Huge play from Turley, and he's one of those guys that'll bring that energy. Yeah,
I think if you're the Saints, put pressure on Oleski and force him to make quick decisions, which is something he has not been able to do so far this evening.
Yeah, and that wasted a good 30 seconds for the Rams, so they've got to hurry up here in the air.
Minute 30. He's going to chuck it deep. Jack Hall breaks it up. Great coverage there. And with a minute 22 left, it's going to be a 3rd and long.
Good ball there from Oleski.
Perfect coverage from Jack Hall. Didn't make any contact before the ball got there, which on a deep ball, that's the scariest potential thing is pass interference.
Yep. And Edison, I think from the camera angle, probably looked that way. I don't think Jack Hall touched that ball. I think that was just a simple drop by the receiver. He got beat, didn't turn his head either. So scary situation there for the Saints, and they got away with one on a drop pass. But Rams going to have to go out of the ordinary here in this last possession. They cannot run this ball given the time. And, again, we've been waiting on this all day. You're going to have to rely on Zoller and Hall and Bridges here in the secondary, which they've sort of gotten to relax all game. So we'll see if they can put it away for the Saints and get a stop here on this possession after this timeout.
Yeah, I think if you're the Saints here, you drop a bunch back in coverage as maybe if they're around the 40, then you send some pressure to Oleski as he's not been able to make quick decisions for this game. But I think when you're here, even if they want to check down and take 7-8 yards, they can do that as the time working against them with only a minute 22 and no timeouts left. So make Oleski make a really good throw that he hasn't been able to make all day.
Yep, and the stats tell the whole story. Oleski 1 for 5 now. 1 for 6 now with an interception. He's definitely not a throwing quarterback. So the fact that they're in this situation, Rams don't have any other options than to throw the ball here.
Wow, they will run the ball. And actually a pretty good gain, as that's a very successful play for them as they get it up to about a 4th and 8 and only burn 7 seconds out of the clock and get out of bounds. So
risky play call there from the Rams coaching staff. Obviously not expected to run the ball on 3rd and long like that. And they get out of bounds with Walmart. But biggest play of the game here. Saints get to stop and pretty much put this game away. We'll see what they can do here.
Biggest play of the game right here. Minute 15, no timeouts. Oleski drops back, looks right, floats it up. Incomplete! The Saints defense forces a turnover on downs, and they will be getting the ball back and just need to kneel it down now to seal this victory. All night, the Saints defense has been able to come up with those crucial stops, and they do it here once again, and this game is just about over.
Incredible pressure there from Darius Gray. Had a fairly quiet start to his sophomore season. Looks a little shaken up here, but he gave it out. He put it all on the line there on that 4th down. Forced the pressure, forced the incompletion, and I believe Saints can just kneel his clock out.
Yeah. They'll need to kneel the ball down twice, and then this game will be over. Incredible showing from the Saints defense as St. Christopher's will take a timeout. The only thing they really have to potentially worry about is a bad snap or something, as game's in their hands now.
Yeah, and St. Chris football historically known for giving up leads in the 4th quarter. So great defensive stop there on multiple occasions. Offense obviously have some work to do throughout the season. But defense already off to a really strong start, and all credit to them for this victory.
You see a bunch of men around Khalil Nash just in case something does go awry on the snap.
And you like this feeling if you're a Saints fan.
It's Nash kneels it down. They'll just let the clock run, and after one more kneel, this game will be over. Great showing from the Saints defense as they have shut them down the whole game.
Yep. Despite their struggles, Saints going to get that 1 in front of that 0 on the record book. It's a good feeling, and they're going to have an hour-long drive home with a lot of smiles and laughs.
So Khalil Nash will kneel it down, and that will do it. St. Christopher's wins a defensive battle 16-14, and they will start their season off 1-0. A very impressive win here against a team who went 10-2 last season. I mean, Lafayette, one game last year, managed to put up 65 points. Saints held them to 14 today. Incredible showing from that defense. They did everything. They forced five turnovers, I believe. They didn't allow any sustained long drives. Everything you could want from that Saints defense is they're going to be very happy to open this season off on the right foot. Right, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I am more than impressed with reclass junior from Benedictine, Addison Goslin. Just an unreal showing in his debut for St. Christopher's. Obviously, some solid games from your captains, Henry Alejandro, Khalil Nash, McGuire Boyd, and Jacob Zoller. Saints offense needs to improve. I think that's the bottom line. But at the end of the day, it's a victory, and the Saints are 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, in game one, you don't expect the offense to come out as sharp as it's going to be by the time the games really start mattering, but really impressive showing by this defense is they looked like they were in midseason form already.
100%. And it's a good feeling as if you're one of those Saints players to come into Williamsburg, send all these fans home a little bit sad. Did it for the fans back home in Richmond. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, we thank you all for tuning in.
Just getting the stat sheet from the final here in Williamsburg. Mikey Farley, 121 yards for the Saints and a touchdown, averaging 13 a carry. Unreal game from him as the sophomore. And as I mentioned earlier, Addison Goslin, 11 tackles on the day, 3 TFLs. Saints, a lot of positive takeaways. I'm excited for the season.
Yep. We thank you all for tuning in.
So thank you guys for tuning in. I think that'll wrap it up here from Williamsburg. Saints, get it done, 16-14.
Our next stream is going to be on Tuesday, September 5th. JV Soccer takes on Christ Church.
We'll see you there.